Good evening, Detroit. This is the Wood Dog coming at you again with another Detroit Bike Blight Patrol hazmat. And this is one of the more burnt up structures I've come across. We're at 5119 Tillman Street. I don't know if you can read the sign. It's got soot all over for when the house was burnt. 5119 Tillman Street. Okay, Detroit, we're gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna let you know a little something about what I know about abandoned houses. Okay, there's my reflection. Detroit, when a house is scheduled for demolition, first thing they have to do is find out who owns the house. All right, as you can see, this house has been burnt to a crisp. Been burnt up inside and out. As you can see, burnt. Looked like the house was vacant and somebody just came in here and set it on fire. Probably did it in the heat of the night when nobody was looking, and they just decided they was gonna burn it. You know, some of these houses are still navigatable, just like this one, even though it's been burnt. This is the second level. As you can tell, the fire burnt right through the roof, or the fire department climbed up there and knocked a hole in it so they can vent it so they could put it out. All right. This is a shame. This is a shame what happens to these houses. And this is what people in the neighborhood have to deal with when they live in these neighborhoods. See those two houses across the street? Those people probably got to get up every day and look at this house at 5199 Tillman Street. All right. Here's a little something about what I know about abandoned houses. First, they have to find out who owns the house. And after they send out certified notification that somebody owns the house or don't own it, and they respond or don't respond within a proper amount of time, then the house is slated for demolition. Then they have to find a contractor. They have to bid for the contract to tear the house down. Who knows? It might be 5 or 6 or 7 contractors bidding to tear down houses in a certain area. Then they bring out the equipment, they tear the house down. That's just the first part. After they tear the house down, there's the second part. But even before all that, they have to send the utility companies out. They have to contact DTE Energy to make sure that the electricity is cut off. Then they have to contract the water department, Detroit Water and Sewage, to come sure and make sure that the water is off. So then they tear it down. And after they tear it down, the debris will sit a while for another crew to come by and clean up the debris. So after the debris is cleaned up, or not cleaned up as it should be, they got to bust the basement out, the floors. Then they have to make sure that the gas is capped. Then they have to make sure that the city water from the street is capped. Then they have to make sure that the sewer line is capped. And then after they cap that, they dig out the hole, and the hole cannot be filled in until the state of Michigan comes out and inspects the hole. Now that's what I was told, that's what it took before a hole could be filled in. When I was working in Highland Park, the current emergency manager, I think his name was at that time Arthur Blackwell, I asked him, I said, why is the hole still there? He said, because the state has to come in and inspect the hole to make sure that those natural resources are capped before they fill the hole in. If not, if water's running, they're gonna have to dig it back up. So that's all the red tape that has to be done or taken care of before a house like this can be taken care of. You can tell this house was on fire for a good minute before they got over here and put this one out. There's the door laying on the floor. There's the coffee table, plastic chairs. Probably somebody was squatting in here. They set it on fire trying to keep warm. And there you go. It could have been arson. It could have been just somebody down on their knuckles, didn't have nowhere to stay, and they set it on fire by accident. But I bet you they didn't notify the fire department until the house was ablaze, and the people across the street had to come over here and put it out. Called the fire department to put it out. So, there you go. I'm on Tillman Street. Tillman Street is just north of Warren. Right now I'm at Tillman and Putnam. Putnam. This is a house I just rolled up on. I would love to go downtown and ride my bike in the slow road, Detroit. But at this time, I'm slow rolling in the neighborhood. And I will go downtown and roll in the slow road if I can ride around in my community and don't run into houses like this. Houses like this, nobody should have to ride around in them. You go to Birmingham, you don't have to ride around and look at houses like this. So, that's my pledge to the city of Detroit. The city council, who's sitting downtown on the 13th floor in the air-conditioned chambers, making decisions on the city, but they don't even know the geography of the city of Detroit. For those of you who don't know, the city of Detroit is the largest city in Wayne County. The city of Detroit is approximately 140 square miles. That is a lot of area. The second largest city in Wayne County, give or take, is Sumter Township. A lot of people don't know that. That city is almost 40 square miles and hardly any residential neighborhood. It's mostly grass like that. But you would expect to see grass out in the boonies, in the sticks, but not in the city. This is what the city looks like all over. In certain areas, they're nicer than others. Here, let's go around to the other side of the house. All right, see the windows busted out. This is a vacant field next to the house. Where people have been dumping cement, ground up asphalt trucks, probably been dumping their loads back there in the back. But this is what it is. Now, you heard what I said about some of the things that has to be done before a house can be raised. They don't say tear a house down. The technical term is raising the property. So here you go, 5119 Tillman Street at Putnam. I'm on my Detroit Cadillac, as you can see it on the porch. There you go, there's the roof, all nice and burnt up and crispy. There's a hole in the roof, you can see debris on the roof. One house after another. When these houses become scarce for me to find, then I'll stop riding around looking for them. This is the Wood Dog. I'm on my Detroit Bike Blight Patrol. I'm out.